I've been really kind and nice and considerate to you guys these last 3 days. I'm going to make it work here in day number 4. The winds were whipping pretty good, so you had very few low scores, including the guy who won, who had opened up what turned out to be, and I pretty much projected and predicted this yesterday, it was an insurmountable lead. Nobody was catching Shane Lowry today. Tommy Fleetwood was the only one who had any kind of a chance, and his was minimal as well. Oh, by the way, Fleetwood struggled more than Lowry did. Fleetwood comes home with a 74, 3 over par on his last round, so he wasn't making up any ground on Shane Lowry. He was, because he had some daylight too, able to hold on to second place. More power to him. He gets a nice payday out of it. But Shane Lowry gets the claret jug, and good guy. Watch some of the post-round interviews. I had an attempt at humor tweeter yesterday who actually won the Mac Daddy Tweet of the Day, who got in his case a little bit for it.
Sports Special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. It's time for the fun of a summertime tradition with Little League All-Star Baseball.
Play ball!
Today's Little League All-Star action is being brought to you by
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Delegate Sammy Brown, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Delegate.
And a very pleasant, good Sunday afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Little Creek Park. We're in South Charleston, West Virginia for the 10 to 12-year-old West Virginia State Little League All-Star Tournament. We've got Hurricane and Jefferson in a winner's bracket matchup. Originally on the schedule for 3:30 this afternoon, we did not get word that apparently yesterday a decision was made with all of the heat that is going on in the area that they have moved the games around, and so we're playing here at 1 o'clock, and then the later games are going to be at 6 o'clock. We'll talk about that as we continue here. We are already into this one. In fact, an inning and a half is in the books. Jefferson is in the field right now, and at the plate, Brady Coleman hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Ryan Kelly. He'll throw on to first in time to get him. That ground out will go 6-3. One away in the bottom of the second inning. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Logan Nichols, our engineer, back at the studio. Let's quickly tell you how inning number 1 played out. Jefferson getting that first at bat as the visitors. Miles Hoover, Sam Hefner, and Ryan Kelly, the 3 batters, all struck out by starter Brady Rigney for Hurricane, and that led to the bottom half of inning number 1 as we get a pitch to Zane Quentrell. That misses high for ball 1. In the bottom of the first inning for Hurricane, it was a leadoff single, but the base runner eventually picked off at first base. After a strikeout for the second out, Weston Smith drew a base on balls and then retired on a comebacker was Brady Rigney, and that would end the bottom of the first. Here's a pop-up into shallow center field and a great play by Jackson Earl, who moved back on that one and was able to make a leaping grab, ends up on the ground at the end of that play, but that pop-out is the second out of the inning. Great play by Earl, and with 2 outs, bases are empty for Keegan Sack. So then we go to the top half of the second inning for Jefferson. They went 1-2-3. Cole Smith, a fly out to center, and then Brady Roberts and Jackson Earl both struck out. And that leads us to our bottom of the second, where we've got 2 out, the base is empty, and Keegan Sack at the plate, a swing and a miss at strike 1.
And so far from what we've seen, everything going like it should in these games today. Obviously, we thought this was going to be a very good matchup between these two teams, and so far, still early in this game, but looks like pitching is dominating.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Sack. Yeah, both of these teams getting off to a good start in the tournament with victories yesterday. Hurricane in a pitcher's duel, able to knock off Bridgeport by a 3-0 final. Here's a swing and a fly ball into straightaway center field. Jet Gross moving in on it. He's there to make the grab. Keegan Sack will fly out to center, and the inning is over as Hurricane goes in order in the bottom half of our second inning. All right, let's take a 60-second break. We'll come back and try to catch you up a little bit more as we are back to action here at Little Creek Park in South Charleston. 2 innings in the books, and your score, Jefferson nothing and Hurricane nothing.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Well, no scores. We go into inning number 3. Winners bracket matchup between Jefferson and Hurricane. Jefferson coming off of a 9-5 victory over Charleston Central, getting tournament play underway yesterday. We mentioned earlier the Hurricane 3-0 win over a very good Bridgeport team, and Bridgeport is playing on the field across from us, these two fields side by side here at South Charleston. We are in the outfield, out beyond the left center field fence, looking in towards home plate, and off of the first base side is where the other field is, the field that we actually were on yesterday for the game broadcast. And so on that field you've got Bridgeport and Charleston Central battling in an elimination game there. The other elimination game and other winners bracket game, we understand, will now be at 6 p.m. tonight. So here we go with Xander Granados standing in to get this top of the third inning underway, and he will take a pitch that misses high for ball one. Granados in the number 8 spot in the order for the All-Stars of Jefferson. Brady Rigney on the hill has pitched very well through the first 2, gets a swinging strike here, and it's 1-1. 5 strikeouts of the 6 outs. The only one to put it in play, Cole Smith, with that fly out into center field. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch due to Granados, and he will take this one. Pardon me, is that Granados? That's Jackson Earl at the plate in double zeros. Granados wears just a single 0. So it was Connor Smith, Cole Smith, and then Brady Roberts who were retired in that second inning. So we start with actually Jackson Earl here in this third inning. Count to him at 1 ball and 1 strike. And now that 1-1 pitch fouled back into the screen, and it's 1-2. Fun to get things underway so quickly.
Make that 2-2.
Sure, I'll take that. All right. So that's Man in Barbersville. So Bridgeport already wrapped up. Bridgeport lost, so they've been eliminated. So Charleston Central got the win in that one. Do you know what the final was? 5-3. Thank you very much. So 5-3, Charleston Central getting that win over Bridgeport. All right, so the count holds 2-2 with Jackson Earl at the plate. And the next delivery to him drops down in there for a called strike 3. Matt, a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal pitch. A breaking ball that started coming right at Jackson Earl about neck high, then broke down right over the heart of the plate. A great pitch for out number 1 here in the inning.
How about 6 Ks now for Brady Rigney? Again, the only one to put it in play was Connor Smith to start that second inning with that fly out to center. So with 1 away and the bases empty, now we get to Xander Granados. And I think we may finally have caught up. I think.
I wasn't going to say that, but
Jet Gross is due next out of that number 9 spot in the order. Jefferson trying to find a way to get a base runner against Rigney, and the first pitch is fouled back for strike 1. Another sunny day here in South Charleston. Last time I checked on my phone app, we were right around 91 degrees. The good news is the change will be coming tomorrow. As we We get a pitch that works down low and outside in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher, Hedges.
Have you not had enough change today?
Well, the unexpected change. Tomorrow we can at least expect. There is a possibility of some shower activity as we get into the day tomorrow. Here is a pitch to the plate, and this one a little high. Should be now at, I believe, 2-1. And we're up to 93 degrees here in South Charleston. Heat index of 102. Tomorrow looks like a high only of 80, and by Tuesday a high of around 79. So a change it is a-coming. Here's a strike on the outside edge taken by Granados. And the count should be even up 2-2. Scoreboard is off to our left. We can see the score in the inning pretty well, but a little challenging in seeing the balls and strikes and the little lights that light up underneath of those. Here's a pitch that works just up, maybe a bit away as well, and it's a 3-2 count now on Granados.
That's a good pitch. I don't want to say a waste pitch. I think he was trying to bait the outside corner, but a good location. And you're going to have a lot of kids at this level to chase that one just a little bit high and outside of the zone.
Now that 3-2 delivery. Swinging a foul ball back and a nice at bat. Granados has now seen 6 pitches, making Rigney really work in this one.
And now back-to-back batters. That forced him to throw 12 pitches here in the inning.
Looking at the scoreboard, looks like Rigney up to about 36 pitches that he has now thrown to get through 2 1/3. Here comes the next delivery in on the hands of Granados, but again he fights it off, fouling it back to the screen. Does a good job just to get a little aluminum on that one as it came in on his hands. So pitch number 7 of the at-bat fouled away, and pitch number 8 coming up. Good at-bat for Granados, who swings and pops this one straight back over the press box and back out of play. Well, by far one of the best at-bats, if not the best at-bat for Jefferson. The only one to put it in play, Connor Smith, with that fly out to center. And Granados really battling in there. Not a lot of size in that right-hand batter's box. One of the smaller guys on this Jefferson team. Tight strike zone. Here comes that 3-2 again, and that off-speed pitch, and it is a called strike 3, a delayed call from the umpire. Granados was spinning out of the way of a pitch he thought would miss inside. It must have caught that inside corner.
Well, Granados, when he bailed out of the way, looked like the ball still was pretty close to hitting him. Again, from this angle, you can't really see how close he is to the plate, however, so maybe crowding that plate a little bit. But that was an excellent battle, and Rigney did everything he could to change speeds, change locations, but just a great at-bat by Granados.
7 Ks, what we would have now for Rigney. And we do have a question of some sorts that is being asked from the dugout, and we may be getting a visit, and we will. Looking up at that pitch count, it's at 39. I'm wondering if we're going to have just a conference on the mound, or if there may be a change of some sort coming for Hurricane. We got word from Mark Mason earlier. Mark, thank you for continuing to keep us up to date on things going on all Little League baseball. We have Jefferson in the 8 to 10-year-old Tournament of State Champions down in Greenville. And we understand that Jefferson already playing in that one lost to a team out of, I'm assuming it's pronounced Irmo, South Carolina. IRMO. 7-5 was the final in that one. Jefferson lost yesterday against Tampa Bay, Florida by an 11-5 score. So they've gone 0-2. They are playing today against one of 2 teams from the host, North Carolina. Jet Gross stands in as the conference on the hill concludes, and the first pitch on the outside edge for a strike. 2 out, spaces empty, no score, top half of inning number 3. Here comes that 0-1 delivery and a foul ball straight back. That one right into the chest plate of our umpire. He gives a little thumbs up. He's okay. Nice job by the catcher, Larry Hedges, to turn and check with that umpire.
Yeah, not too hard off the bat right there. Gross just got a piece of it and hit the umpire pretty square in the chest. He's got a lot of pads right there.
Yeah, which make it extremely hot on those umpires on a day like today. Here's a breaking pitch that stays high. 1-2 the count. You like Rigney and how he's really mixed his pitches. He's got a good fastball, has hit his locations, and then has mixed in, that breaking pitch, kind of an overhand curve that goes, what do you like to say, 12 to 6?
12 to 6.
Misses high and away with a 1-2 delivery. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him up to 43 pitches now. Right-hander ready with that 2-2 delivery. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Went back to that breaking pitch and had Gross out in front, and he strikes out the side for a second time in this one. Already 8 Ks the first time through the order. Well, Jefferson goes in order in the top of the third, heading to the bottom of the frame when we come back. Still tied 0-0. All right, what else do you need? I'll throw it to you and do play-by-play fourth and fifth.
Excuse me?
Or do you want me to just keep it?
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
Hey everyone, this is Delegate Sammy Brown. Little League State Championships are underway and our very own 10 to 12 All-Stars will be representing Jefferson County. I couldn't be more proud of our local athletes. And from my time on the field, Coach told me, hustle, hit, and never quit. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll go in with the same passion and drive. So for me and my team, to you and yours, good luck and go get 'em. Paid for by friends of Sammy Brown.
Now back again here at the state tournament in South Charleston. We understand a couple of games already in the books here. As we mentioned, Charleston Central beating Bridgeport 5-3. And we understand Summersville got the win over Princeton by a 6-2 final. So Summersville eliminates Princeton. Charleston Central eliminates Bridgeport. So Summersville and Charleston Central advancing on. Now we're waiting to see how things play out here in this one. And then you've got Man in action on the other field right now, as Man is busy in their matchup taking on Barbersville. We'll try to catch up on things as we go. Getting a late start in this one. Again, not giving the heads up on the change in times. Apparently they played some games even earlier in the day. Must have started them early, working maybe like 11 in the morning, and then games coming here at 1, as we've already had 2 finals, and we've got our 2 other games that we were expecting at 3:30 this afternoon already in place. Again, trying to beat the heat, and I apologize. I mentioned even as we came on the air that games might be later at 6. I got that off of a scoreboard that has been posted now on the front of the press box by the concession stand that had some game time things listed, and I thought as I was walking by, maybe I misread, maybe I was looking ahead at Monday night, but I saw 1 o'clock all of a sudden, and then I saw 6 o'clock. So either way, we're back to normal, I understand. I was told in the press box that after today, 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock Tuesday evening, and there shouldn't be any changes. Of course, much better weather is right around the corner. All right, Aiden Ogletree stands in as we get the bottom half of the third inning underway. He takes strike 1 from Brady Roberts.
Much better weather except for the large amounts of rain scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow could be a little iffy. Here's a swing and a line shot down the right field line. Hobson moves over to get to it quickly and hold the batter to a single. Aiden Ogletree starts off the third inning with a base hit.
And Hobson in right field, if you're watching on TV and saw that, you could tell he didn't look comfortable necessarily going over to get that, but he did what he needed to do to make sure it stayed in front of him. Obviously not as fluid as he would be on grass, just being used to grass instead of turf. But he did what he needed to do right there. Good job just making sure that ball stayed in front of him.
Well, Larry Hedges, the batter, squares around Show's bunt, but takes a pitch that misses high for ball 1. Today's catcher batting in the number 9 spot in the order. See if he'll again square around. Yes, he does, and he does push that bunt down, fielded by the third baseman. And Tanner Lukens makes a low throw that bounces by Smith and down the right field line. Hobson backing up on the play, gets it back to the first baseman, who will turn and look to the plate but will not have a play. Ogletree able to come all the way around from first. He scores as Hurricane takes the lead. Hedges ends up at third base.
And that was a play where Tanner Lukens did a good job of fielding that baseball cleanly, just short-armed it a little bit. You could tell following through. Didn't follow completely through and just short-armed it, and one-hopped the first baseman, Connor Smith. And Smith Again, just having a little bit of trouble with the difference in the turf. You compare to grass, just trying to read that bounce that he's not used to.
Well, the first pitch to Wesley Sutton outside and goes through to the backstop for ball one. Not a lot of foul territory here at this ballpark. So that one going through to the backstop, not allowing Hedges to try to score from third. It'll still go down as a sacrifice bunt, and then an E5 that allows Hedges to reach and go to third and allows Ochiltree to score all the way from first. Swinging away at the 1-0, Sutton grounds it up the middle. Great stop as going down to the ground to get it. Kelly stands to his feet, fires through to first base, but that throw a little low and wide. Nice job by Connor Smith to be able to make sure he caught it but came off the bag, and Sutton is aboard at first. Another run scores. Hedges crosses from third, 2-0 Hurricane.
And once again, we saw this yesterday with some errors early in the ball game from Jefferson, and something we weren't used to seeing throughout the area and district tournament so far. But just some bad infield throws.
Yeah, great play by Kelly to stop it, but then couldn't make the throw. Here's a ground ball right at him. He'll go to second for one, and the relay throw to first a little high goes off the glove of Connor Smith, who leaped up into the air to try to grab it. Safe at first will be Carson Odell, who first pitch swinging grounded to the shortstop. There will be an out recorded at second. The play goes 6-4 as Sutton is erased at second base for the first out of the inning. So one down now with a runner at first and 2 runs already in and time being taken as Chris Kinsler makes his way to the mound.
And I think this is more of a conversation with the infield more than anybody, because just trying to settle everybody down. You can tell there's a little bit of nervousness around the infield right now.
Oh, and you can understand maybe a little bit of nervousness. I'm sure that a lot of these players remember one another from a year ago, as many of these players, you know, they'll play on that team, say the 8 to 10-year-old tournament team. You tend to get a lot of 10-year-olds, right?
Yep.
The older the player, that you're going to have more of those.
The higher, you're going to get a lot of the kids from the higher end of that spectrum.
There you go. So the next year, that a lot of that team plays in that 9 to 11-year-old tournament because now they're 11 years old. Same thing goes with those players that are now 12. So these teams may very well remember one another from a year ago. In that 9 to 11-year-old state tournament, Hurricane scored an 18-4 victory over Jefferson. So as you mentioned, you know, a little bit of the nerves kick in as, you know, things have not gone the way Jefferson would like here in this bottom half of the third. We're back to action with Weston Smith standing in. He takes that one missing for a ball.
And it probably doesn't help that they've struggled at the plate already today, too. So you get the feeling that you have to be perfect in the field because the bats haven't come around yet.
Pitch that misses down low. I believe we're at 2 balls and no strikes to Smith, who, 1-1, the count to Smith.
Yeah, that first pitch, a fastball right down the middle.
It was, okay. I missed the umpire's hand going out. A walk the first time for Smith, who steps back in the right-hand box, swings and sends a fly ball into right field. Hobson started back, now comes in and makes a diving attempt. It hits off his glove, pops up into the air. He'll grab it and now make the throw to second, and in time to get the force out of Carson Odell. And it ends up being an out on the play, and Weston Smith will reach on the most unusual of fielder's choices as the out will go 9-6.
Unusual is right. And it was a play where Odell had to freeze. And it was a great effort in right field by Hobson. It made the catch, it looked like, then just in the turning and hitting the ground, it popped out of the glove.
Well, let's wait and see. Chris Kinsler out as the manager for Jefferson to ask of one of our base umpires, as we have a 3-man umpiring crew. I'm assuming as to whether that catch was made.
And it was in transition.
Right, it was in transition, but I don't know how you could say that because he never got a hand in there on it.
Yeah, you think transition is taking it from the glove to the hand. That was still in the process of making the catch.
Right. And either way, you would end up with an out and a runner at first. Maybe they're just hoping to. So, it will be.
You see the indication of the umpire making the safe sign, basically, which means it was down, and then pointing at second base. And
there is an out recorded there, yes. So, again, it is that unusual fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. Weston Smith should now be aboard at first base, and Brady Rigney should be the do batter. Now for Hurricane, they have 4 substitutes, so each of their substitutes will have to get simply 1 at bat in this one, and then they can make any defensive substitutions as they might choose. Jefferson, without Darren Gilliam here for the state tournament, will have 3 substitutes, meaning that they will need to work each of those substitutes not only into the game for an at bat, but also for 6 consecutive outs defensively in the field. And now we still have the Hurricane manager and coaching staff talking with our umpiring crew. Either way, I mean, the out was recorded at second, and I don't know, you can't.
Yeah, either way, there'd be 2 outs, runner at first.
It's just a matter of which runner should be the runner at first base.
And I think we're going to have and we just had a gesture towards the press box. I thought we may have a pinch hitter.
And we may. I'm going to grab my binoculars. From our vantage point, hard to see those numbers. So we'll see what we can learn.
Yeah, it's going to be a pinch hitter. Looked like number 5 going into the dugout. And a double-digit number. Can't quite make out the numbers on the back coming to the plate.
That looks like 16. I did not quite get it before he stepped in. I'm assuming that's still Rigney. And the first pitch to him going to miss high for ball 1. As we get in a little bit closer, I can make out the 1. I can't quite make out the second number. Here comes that next pitch, and it is the 16. So it is Rigney who's going to stay in and hit in this situation. He takes, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So I wonder if they were ready to have a substitute come in and then made the decision in this situation with 2 outs and that runner at first to go ahead and let Rigney hit, maybe a base hit in a gap somewhere, and you can score a run. Rigney 0 for 1 as he bounced back to the pitcher his first time up, and Roberts misses up and in with this one. Count now at 3 balls and no strikes. We would have Roberts now looking at the scoreboard, upwards of 38, 39 pitches that he has thrown. Ready with this next one, and that one let her high for strike 1. Rigney taking all the way.
And going back to yesterday's game, this is now the 5th consecutive inning that Brady Roberts has been on the mound for Jefferson. Came in the final 2 innings yesterday in that game against Charleston Central.
And the 3-1 delivery, ball 4 high, and Rigney draws a base on balls. That walk will be the second issued by Roberts, and will put runners at first and second. And now Brady Coleman, the do batter. It looks like it will be Coleman. 2 runs have scored. It's a 2-0 lead for Hurricane. They're batting bottom half of inning number 3. Game scheduled to go 6. Coleman 0 for 1. Had a bounce out to short his first time up, and he takes strike 1. Hurricane in a shutout win yesterday put 3 on the board. I believe that may have all come in 1 inning as they scored that 3-0 win over Bridgeport, who was eliminated earlier by Charleston Central 5-3. Here's a pitch down low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, and all those runs, I think, coming in the 5th or 6th inning, so it was late in the games. I know we checked in the 4th, and the score was still 0-0. That one almost completely finishing before our game even got started with the delays yesterday.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. A bouncing ball right back towards the pitcher. Roberts has it and makes that soft toss to first in time to get him. Coleman with the bounce out, 1-3. The inning ends, and a pair of base runners are stranded. One of those left in scoring position. But 2 runs are on the board. A hit, a sacrifice bunt, and an error, and yet another error. And the pair of runs crossing the plate to give Hurricane the lead. We head to inning number 4. When we come back, it's Hurricane 2, Jefferson nothing. All right, which one did he score on the E6? So for Sutton, he's still going to get an RBI.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charles.
We welcome you back in to Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia. Good news today, a little more cloud cover and not quite the direct sunlight that we had throughout the day yesterday. And for us, even better, we are under a tent today with the sun a little more to our back than where we were yesterday with the sun directly a little more right on top of us. We are in the outfield looking in across the field. And if you're watching on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, you're looking at an empty field right now and going, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, we are having a delayed break, or a lengthy break, a roughly 10-minute timeout period, which is an opportunity for these teams to be in their locker rooms, or I should say dugouts.
I was going to say, did I miss something?
You did.
They pop a field house up somewhere?
Where they can get in the shade and out of the heat and be able to, take a little extra time to get some water, some Gatorade, some other fluids in them to make sure that they stay hydrated on this very hot day. Well, again, our apologies as we got on the air late in this one as far as the game starting, but early as far as what we announced yesterday, expecting this game to be played at 3:30 this afternoon. Of all people, we in radio and TV sometimes are the last to know of changes that were made, as apparently there were time changes made yesterday that we were not made aware of, and so thankful that we are here when we are to be able to get this one on the air.
But you can't even say we're the last to know. Driving in, what kind of tipped us off that something may be rotten in the state of Denmark is we were driving into the park, and it's probably, a 5 to 8 minute drive to get from the road back to where this facility is, and we're passing lots and lots of cars that were Summersville parents.
Well, but hold on, because our thought coming in initially was, that maybe they were here for what we thought was their game time, and now things have been moved around. No, the case is this: those games have already wrapped up, so they must have started at 11 o'clock this morning, as Summersville has already eliminated Princeton by a 6-2 score, and Charleston already eliminating Bridgeport by a 5-3 score, and now that has our matchups with Barbersville and Man playing on the field opposite of us. And from my vantage point, I can't quite see the scoreboard.
I think it's a 1-0 in the third.
I was going to say, I can make out a nothing on one side, but can't make anything out on the other.
It just looks like straight on the right side there's a 1 on the, so I think it's a 1-0 in the third, but not sure who's the guest and who's home there.
There you go. So
I know we're a lot of information so far in this broadcast.
We're working on it. It's all, what is it in the TV biz? They say efforting. And we're efforting to provide you the information. So again, our apologies in getting on late. The good news is it'll wrap up a little early in the heat of the day.
And the good news is you really didn't miss much. It was scoreless until the last half inning, in which we were on the air, which was the 2 runs for Hurricane, thanks to a couple of errors in the field. So we got on late, and while we wish we could have been on for the first pitch in our normal broadcast, and not much going on before we got on the air.
Let's tell you what happened. Top half of inning number 1 is Jefferson, the visiting team, Hurricane, the home team. It was Miles Hoover, Sam Hefner, and Ryan Kelly, who all went down on strikes against Brady Rigney, who has been outstanding, striking out 8 of the 9 batters that he has faced. In the bottom half of inning number 1, Hurricane looked like they would get something going with Wesley Sutton leading off with a single. He, however, was eventually picked off on the bases. Carson Odell in the number 2 spot, a strikeout victim. There were 2 outs in the inning when Weston Smith drew a base on balls, and then Brady Rigney with a comebacker to the mound, fielded by Brady Roberts, who gets out of any damage there as he gets the out to end the inning. Nothing after 1. Top half of the second inning for Jefferson. Connor Smith makes some contact with a fly ball out. That went into center field, leading to Cole Smith and then Brady Roberts both striking out. It remains scoreless into the bottom of the second. Hurricane went in order. Brady Coleman, Zane Quentrill, and Keegan Sack all retired on a ground ball, a pop out, and a fly out. It would remain scoreless in the top of the third when Jefferson went in order one more time. Jackson Earl, Xander Granados, and Jet Gross all going down on strikes. So for Brady Rigney, 44 pitches through 3 innings, no runs, no hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts out of the 9 outs. Then we get to that bottom half of the third inning, a leadoff single for Aiden Ogletree. Then Larry Hedges lays down a sacrifice bunt. A throwing error by the third baseman Tanner Lukens would lead to the run scoring as well. as the batter reaching third base. So it was 1-0, nobody out, a runner at third. Wesley Sutton then with a ground ball to short. Great effort by Ryan Kelly to make the stop, but then made a bad throw at first. Sutton ends up with an RBI as Hedges easily scored from third, but Sutton ended up reaching as a result of the error. Carson O'Dell with a fielder's choice ground ball that goes 6-4, and then Weston Smith, the unusual fielder's choice that goes 9-6. He hit one into right field, and a play in which Aubrey Hobson started back, then came in, and making that lunging effort to get to the baseball, had it hit in the webbing, and then as he hit the ground, it jarred free. But for O'Dell, you don't want to get doubled off at first, and a great play by Hobson to be able to get up and make that throw to second in time to get the force out there. So with a runner on, Brady Rigney drew a base on balls, and with 2 on and 2 outs, Brady Coleman bounced out on a comebacker 1-3. It ended the inning and led us into our extra long break here as we go to the top half of the fourth inning. 2-0 Hurricane over Jefferson.
Yeah, it's the game that we expected it to be. I expected it to be a close game throughout, two very good teams and two teams that are familiar with each other. So we'll see what the second half of this game, because it's pretty much going on halfway through the game, so about one half of the game still left to play, and we'll see if Jefferson can start putting the ball in play a little bit more. Again, only one ball put in play so far in this game for the 10 to 12-year-olds from Jefferson County, and right now not playing bad in the field, just need to clean up a little bit of errors.
Thanks again to Mark Mason. Barbersville with a 1-0 lead over Man. Top of the third inning in the game on the field right across from us. Meanwhile, thanks to Trip Tobin, he sends us the message. The post-14 junior team in American Legion Baseball eliminated today in the Junior League State Tournament. Romney got the win in the semifinals. They won 3 games in 24 hours on Friday and Saturday to advance to the semifinals, beating Fairmont Friday 20-6, beating Wheeling 10-5 yesterday. 10 a.m. They grabbed the number 2 seed, beating Morgantown in the bracket game 3-2 in extra innings, then falling to Romney today and being eliminated, finishing third in the state. But a great showing in a comeback season for the junior squad for Berkeley Post 14 in Legion Baseball. The senior squad gets their area tournament underway. They got to go to Kingwood on Tuesday to open tournament play there. And remember, 2 teams from this area get a chance to be in that state tournament, as this area will host that tournament, and that will be hosted up at Potomac State in Kaiser.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I know a very good regular season, a good inaugural season as American Legion Baseball coming back into the Eastern Panhandle, and a very good regular season, and hopefully they get to the state tournament and maybe even beyond. A very talented team.
All right, we're in a lengthy delay here, what you might call cooling down break.
Heat break.
A heat break, yes, with the heat index once again right around 104 to 105 with our game time temperature at about 93 degrees. And, of course, that temperature on the field even more than that as we have the artificial turf fields here in South Charleston. And that includes the outfield, the infield, the base paths, the home plate area. The only thing that is not in the artificial variety is the dirt on the mound, and so that makes it a little bit warmer on that field as well. So they're giving these players a little extra time to stay in the dugouts, not the locker rooms, and cool down and get a little hydration, and then get back out on the field. So we're going to send it back to the studio, take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we should be getting close to getting these 2 teams back out on the field and picking up play. We're halfway through this one. We are through 3 complete, and it's Hurricane over Jefferson 2-0.
Hi, this is Delegate Paul Espinosa. In 1954, the first president of Little League Baseball wrote the Little League Pledge that I and my fellow participants have recited for 65 years. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. As a Youth League umpire, I'd say those words are still right down the middle of the plate. I wish all of our Jefferson County Little Leaguers the best of luck in their pursuit of a state championship. Paid for by Espinosa for Delegate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
If you've been involved in an accident, it's important that you hire your lawyer sooner rather than later. I'm Andrew Skinner. Witnesses' memories fade, evidence disappears or is repaired. Too much time passing can affect your case and make it much more difficult. Don't let an insurance company string you along and lead you to believe they're going to protect you if you just wait. They don't want to protect you, so don't wait. Call or text today for a free consultation. Skinner Law Firm. We treat you like family.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Well, you couldn't ask for better timing in this restart. We were late on the actual start, but here we are now with Hurricane retaking the field. A little bit of warm-up, including Brady Rigney getting a chance to re-loosen the arm a little bit, like it would tense up on a day like today when it's 93 and a heat index of 105. This is the day where you can stretch out and generally stay stretched out through much of the day. It'll be the top of the order, and it'll be Aubrey Hobson who will get his first at-bat in this one, as Hobson came in defensively in right field. And Hobson replacing Miles Hoover in the lineup, who had been in left field. And so Hobson now in this fourth inning with a chance to swing the bat and get things started. Sam Hefner, Ryan Kelly would be due next for the All-Stars of Jefferson. They are the visitor in the third base dugout in the white pants, maroon jersey tops, some white on those sleeves, white lettering and trim. Jefferson across the front of those jersey tops. In the field in the white uniforms, the Red Sox, red on the sleeves and piping down the side of the jersey tops with the red letters and numerals outlined in a little bit of black with, I believe that says Hurricane on the front or of their jersey tops. Hurricane might even,
I think it says Redskins on
it,
yeah.
Which is the name of the high school, the Hurricane Redskins there. Many of these young players will get the opportunity to play for the Hurricane Redskin program, and one of the stronger programs. In fact, you look at these two Little League systems and you go, these are two of the stronger high school systems that you will follow around the Mountain State in years to come.
Yeah, you wonder if a couple of these players aren't going to see themselves or see each other in the state tournament in years to come. Obviously, Jefferson, a perennial power, and they're due. I mean, they haven't made it the last couple of years, so you know they're due to make a state tournament appearance, and a very young team right now for the Cougars, so you got to think that they're one of the favorites to come out of our region in the 2020 season.
And you think about it for these two programs, and then you think about that success that you're talking about for the Jefferson High School Cougars, and you're talking about a program that is still looking for their first state championship win at this level of Little League. Jefferson County has not won a 10 to 12-year-old state tournament. Hobson at the plate, the inning underway. The first pitch for a strike. There's a swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. And Rigney says, what break? He picks right up where he left off after staying in the dugout and getting that 10-minute breather. He is ready to go with that next delivery. Down low and outside in the dirt. It is grabbed on the backhand by Hedges. He'll throw on to first to officially get the out. It is a strikeout, the ninth of the game for Rigney. The out goes 2-3 on the throw from the catcher down to first. One away, and it'll bring up Sam Hefner.
Yeah, and Rigney went with off-speed pitches exclusively right there, and it just had Hobson fooled every single time coming in.
Hefner, his first time up, went down looking. Stands in and swings and grounds this one off the end of the bat, foul up that first base line for strike one. Barbersville was the state champion in this age bracket a year ago, picking up their 9th state title. Logan was the winner in 2017. Bridgeport in 2016, 15, and 14, as they picked up 3 in a row of their 6 state championships on this level. Hefner takes a breaking pitch just a bit up and away. Count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. You go back to 2009, and 2008 when Hurricane won back-to-back state titles at this 10 to 12-year-old tournament. Here's a pitch that works down low and away. 2 balls and a strike now to Hefner, and that pitch count upwards of 50 now for Rigney.
Still in the comfort zone, I think. As long as you can get out of this inning relatively efficiently over the next couple of batters, still very much in a comfort zone.
Here's the pitch, hit on a line, but right at the second baseman, and he will reach up and pull that one in. That's Carson Odell snaring that line drive for out number 2.
Yeah, moved about 2 steps to his left, then had to jump a little bit, but it didn't get too much air underneath those heels.
And there you go for Jefferson. A ball hit hard, but what do you end up getting for it? Well, nothing, as a nice play is made defensively. And now with the 51 pitches, they will revert back to 50 pitches that was reached in this at-bat, and we'll have a pitching change. And what that means is that Rigney could be available on just 1 day's rest, or 2 days rest, my apologies. It's 1 day rest if you get in that 35-pitch range. Up to 50 pitches, it would be a couple of days rest.
And when you look at that, if they are able to hold on for this win, they would have tomorrow off, which means the next time that really sets them up in a good position pitching-wise.
It certainly does, and so we will have a pitching change coming, and it will be 3 2/3 innings on the hill in this one for Rigney, who will finish with the 51 pitches, and he will give up no runs and no hits. He would strike out 9 batters and did not give up a walk. Incredible numbers for him, and it looks like it will be Weston Smith, who was in center, who will be taking over on the mound. As Weston Smith gets in his warm-up tosses, we send it back to the studio, take a 60-second break, and then return to Little Creek Park, where Jefferson is batting in the top of the 4th inning and Hurricane leading 2-0.
Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. Integrated directly with economic and workforce needs of the region, our programs are learner-centered and essential to the needs of a fast-paced global economy. To schedule a visit or to learn more, go to blueridgectc.edu. Take possibility to new heights. Ascend the ridge today. Blue Ridge Community and Technical College.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Logan Nichols, our engineer, back at the studio. Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10 coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball from this 10 to 12-year-old state tournament at Little Creek Park in South Charleston. The District 6 champion is the Jefferson County All-Stars right now. They trail Hurricane by a 2-0 score. The pitching change made. Weston Smith taking over on the mound, and it's a straight swap as Brady Rigney takes over in center field, directly in front of our broadcast position, getting congratulations from parents hanging out here beyond the center field fence. Ryan Kelly stands in, swings at the first pitch, hits a high chopper off the third base side of the mound. It is fielded by Smith, who turns and throws to first. Kelly is gone on just one pitch, and that is going to bring this half inning to a close. Jefferson again goes in order in the top half of inning number 4, heading to the bottom of the 4th when we come back with your score. Hurricane 2, Jefferson 0.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Matt, what is the old adage? What is it that wins championships?
Defense.
And if you're Hurricane, you look at it and go pitching and defense so far in this state tournament have been without blemish, as they scored a 3-0 victory yesterday over Bridgeport, and right now own a 2-0 lead over Jefferson, and they've been getting very good pitching and very good defense through this state tournament, through what is now a little better than a game and a half.
Yeah, they're playing well, and right now Jefferson just can't get anybody on base. I mean, you can't score runs, you have nobody on base, and right now, I mean, you look at 9 strikeouts to start the game for Rigney before he was replaced on the mound, and then just 1 pitch for Weston Smith. So right now Hurricanes doing everything they need to do, and I'm sure looking for a few insurance runs, but right now on the mound, don't need to change a thing.
Well, Brady Roberts back out there towing the pitching rubber for Jefferson, and he has pitched an equally solid game for Jefferson, but as you mentioned, just right now unable to get that run support that he is looking for. Here's the pitch to the plate, and we get a swing and a pop-up. That one foul territory, first base side, and it will drop in. The batter at the plate wearing number 5, Jacob Fitzsimmons. Wanted to make sure of that before I got a name out there. I knew that wasn't Quentrell, but finally getting the number, it is Fitzsimmons who popped it foul, and that one dropping in, so he'll step back in the left-hand batter's box with another opportunity. Roberts ready, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. Should run the count, I believe, a ball and 2 strikes.
Correct on that one, and a good pitch right there from Brady Roberts. Wasn't a breaking ball, just took a little bit off that fastball and had Fitzsimmons out in front.
And now that 1-2 pitch, working a bit up and away. Count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hurricane plated 2 runs on a hit, a couple of errors, and a walk in their last at-bat in the third. Batting with a 2-0 lead, bottom half of inning number 4. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got it.
Yeah, got Fitzsimmons to chase up the ladder a little bit. That one would have easily been ball 3.
1 down in the inning, base is empty, and that appears to be number 6, which would be Brady Bradley. Oh, it's Brody, okay. I could not see correctly as I jotted the names down very quickly.
Can't imagine why.
Here. So it's Brody, not Brady. Brody Bradley, who will make his way to the right-hand batter's box. Another pinch hitter, and he offers a bunt at a pitch that came up and in, and I think he got the bat on it, but barely.
Got a piece of it, and I think it may have come up and nicked him in the helmet the way he had reacted and had to adjust his helmet after that. I think he was squared around the bunt and was trying to bail out of the way, but never pulled the bat back.
It made contact with the bat and then the helmet, so it is a strike, and now the 0-1 on the way. He's swinging away here, comes up empty, and it is 0-2. For Brady Roberts, the strikeouts to start this inning, just the second strikeout that he has had today. Had a strikeout in the first, did not strike out a batter in either the second or the third. And here's a called strike 3. Bradley takes this one at the knees and goes down looking for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that started at the knees, and right as it crossed the plate, it broke down almost into the dirt. But again, it's where that ball crosses the plate, not where it finishes. So a good pitch by Brady Roberts and back-to-back strikeouts.
And this looks to be Cooper Holland, who is being called on as a 3rd consecutive pinch hitter here in this 4th inning. There you hear the announcement, or at least we did hear. Not sure if you could pick that up through any of our crowd mics, and we've got a conference on the mound right now. 52 pitches have been thrown by Brady Roberts. So again, you could revert back if the decision might be to hold him in this situation. They could get him back on the mound in a couple of days, or if they'll go ahead and stick with him, we'll wait and see. No, it looks like we will have that pitching change as Tanner Lukens, who had been at third base, seems to be taking the baseball from manager Chris Kinsler. And Lukens will begin his warm-up tosses. See where Roberts goes defensively and what other changes may be coming for the All-Stars of Jefferson. 2 outs, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning as Lukens gets in his warm-up tosses. We go back to the studio for a 60-second break before returning to South Charleston with your score. Hurricane 2, Jefferson nothing.
Hey everyone, this is Delegate Sammy Brown. Little League State Championships are underway and our very own 10 to 12 All-Stars will be representing Jefferson County. I couldn't be more proud of our local athletes. And from my time on the field, Coach told me, hustle, hit, and never quit. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll go in with the same passion and drive. So for me and my team, to you and yours, good luck and go get 'em. Paid for by friends of Sammy Brown.
Whether you need business cards, banners, magnets, office stationery, or promo material, Panhandle Printing and Design can make it happen. Call 304-267-7400 for a quote or visit us on the web at panhandleprintdesign.com.
Well, stay with us. Coming up later, yet another change in the schedule at Talk Radio WRNR. The last time I had looked through the Nationals schedule and setting up our broadcast schedule for the radio, the Nationals and the Braves were playing a day game in Atlanta.
You don't watch enough Sunday Night Baseball then?
I do not watch Sunday Night Baseball. I do not have television to watch Sunday Night Baseball except for tonight. I'm sure in the hotel we'll kick back and watch the Nationals and the Braves as the game has been moved to the Sunday night ESPN game of the week. So initially yesterday we talked about, our games here today in the middle of the afternoon not going to allow us the chance to bring you Washington Nationals baseball. Turns out we will have the Nats and the Braves tonight, and a big win last night for the Nationals, a 5-2-3 victory, and that means they've taken 2 out of 3 and a chance to take 3 out of 4 and climb to within 4.5 of the Braves in that NL East race. So a very important game tonight. Well, our first pitch from Lukens, a check swing by Holland, an appeal to our first base umpire. He says no swing. It's a ball and no strikes. Action underway. Base is empty. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Hurricane with a 2-0 lead. Here's a pitch to the plate. Foul to the backstop. Now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Defensive update. It was just a straight swap. Tanner Lukens came in from third base. Brady Roberts now plays the hot corner.
Everything's hot today. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It's 93 and a heat index of 105, and they're playing on an AstroTurf field. Every place is the hot corner or hot spot. Here comes that next delivery, and it works down low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I get it. Hot corner at third because the ball gets on you so quickly. And I can only imagine on this turf field it gets on you that much faster.
Again, it's just got to be such a shock for these players to play on that different surface.
2-2 delivery down low and outside. Bounces past Hefner and through to the backstop. And after getting ahead of the hitter, 0-2, Lukens has thrown 3 balls. So now a 3-2 pitch due to Holland. 2 outs and the base is empty. Lukens works from the stretch. He's ready, and the pitch, and a called strike 3. That one right there. Nice pitch.
Yeah, and I think Holland knew it. A check swing at the plate, and I think he's going to regret not taking a hack at that one. Great location, right about a chest high, and a good pitch for Lukens. And 1-2-3 inning at that.
There you go. 6 pitches needed by Tanner Lukens after he came in relief of Brady Roberts, who left due to the pitch count rules so that he might be available later on in this tournament for the Jefferson County All-Stars. We've got 4 innings in the books heading to the 5th when we come back with Hurricane still on top of Jefferson 2-0.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Moving to the top of inning number 5. 2 more at-bats for the All-Stars of Jefferson, trying to get the offense going against some very good pitching and defense from Hurricane as Brady Rigney in the start. No runs, no hits, struck out 9 with no walks in 3 2/3 innings. Weston Smith has come in and thrown 1 pitch and got a ground out on a comebacker, and it'll be Smith who toes the pitching rubber, facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Jefferson order here in this top of the 5th. It's a 2-0 Jefferson lead, so certainly not a big deficit, but the way the pitching and defense has gone, Jefferson really needs to get something going this half inning.
Yeah, they do, absolutely, and again, nothing to show so far. Just looking for a base runner.
Connor Smith, a fly ball out to center his first time up. Left-hand batter stands in for his second at-bat of the game, first against Weston Smith, who started this game in center field. First pitch swinging. Here's a tapper up the first base line. A fair ball near the line where it's grabbed by the pitcher, and Smith turns, makes that soft toss to first, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, I was wondering if Smith was just going to tag Connor Smith going up the line. Looked like he was right in front of him and turned and caused Connor Smith to kind of go outside the base path a bit. But he did take a step and throw.
1 down, nobody on. Cole Smith will be the batter. Number 5 hitter in the order. Right-hand hitter. Looks at the first pitch, and it's down low, ball 1. And we will see Smith throw a pitch and not get an out. He had thrown 2 pitches and gotten 2 outs. Cole Smith 0 for 1, a strikeout looking. That was against Rigney. And that came back in the 2nd inning. And here's a pitch down low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
A lot of Smiths going on.
A lot.
Imagine 2 of the 3 are probably related in some way. Not sure about Weston Smith.
Here comes that 2-0 delivery, down low and outside. That one hit over in the left-handed batter's box and bounced through to the backstop. Weston Smith has fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes on Cole Smith after having retired Connor Smith.
Yeah, and just watching his follow-through, we have a great view of the batter's eye. We're in the batter's eye right now. And you just see that Weston Smith trying to locate those pitches, not following through completely, and he's been trying to paint that outside corner.
Yep, misses again with that 3-0 pitch. Tried to go outside, as you were saying, Matt, and it's off the glove of the catcher to the backstop, and Cole Smith draws the base on balls. That'll bring to the plate Brady Roberts. Started the game on the mound, now playing at third.
And Jefferson now has a base runner.
Their first of the game.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. So Brady Roberts, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Again, that came against Rigney. Takes a pitch on the inside corner at the knees. That's a called strike.
All the dirt getting in your nose?
Yeah, it must be the rubber pellets. I'm not sure what it would be.
Maybe those get in your shoes.
Maybe the dirt from the pitcher's mound. Just enough of it got caught in that breeze and came out and got me. Good breaking pitch with a swing and a miss. Roberts down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, that also more of that 12-6 curve. Not really any lateral movement, just coming in and dropping right off the table.
Yeah, just about the time Roberts thought, okay, swing. No, it wasn't there anymore. So now that 0-2, it's on the way, and he paints the black on the outside edge, and Roberts is caught looking for out number 2.
And Brady Roberts knew it immediately, just immediately turned and went back to the dugout in a great location for Weston Smith. Right now the pitchers for Hurricane just lights out.
Looks like Trajan Kinsler being called on. Chance for him to swing the bats. First time we've seen him at the plate, I believe has already been in defensively. So he'll swing it here in this 5th inning. Andrew Granado's spot in the order in the number 8 spot would be due next, but I believe that's where Tanner Lukens now is. Now a late bunt attempt by Kinsler, bunts right through it for strike one.
He didn't even get the bat around completely by the time that pitch was coming in. Definitely a delayed bunt called, but not quite quick enough to get the barrel of that bat around by the time the ball hit the catcher's mitt.
He does have the third baseman in on the grass, and now a little wave and a miss at that next pitch, and Kinsler clearly fooled. Is down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, a little bit of a check swing at the plate by Kinsler. That front foot pivoting a little bit and now breaking out.
That 0-2 pitch hit on one big hop right back towards the mound. Smith quickly fields it, turns, throws on to first. It's in time to get him. The ground out 1-3 ends the inning. Jefferson gets their first base runner on a one-out walk, but Cole Smith will be stranded at first base. We go to the bottom of the fifth. When we come back, your score remains Hurricane 2 and Jefferson nothing. What is he, 12? So 11 pitches at half inning. That's a lot. Still no hits.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Your Legion team is enjoying a little bit of air-conditioned batting practice.
Yeah, not helpful, Trip. But thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. Talking about how you're in the air conditioning is not helpful. See how many more plugs on Miller time that gets you.
Let's wish that Berkeley team well heading into the playoffs for the American Legion senior season, the area tournament. 4 teams, Kingwood, Moorfield, Romney, Berkeley. 2 of those 4 are going to make their way to the state tournament at Potomac State. One of those is going to be the host. That's, I believe, Kingwood. So they're going to that state tournament as the host up at Kaiser and Potomac State. So will it be Romney, or is it Romney that's the host? Romney is the host. Trip, you're listening. Send me the message.
I think
so
Romney
sure
is the host.
Homney's the host. You ever had Homney?
And Romney's the roast.
Isn't that like along with grits and Homney and those kind of things? Man, has the heat gotten to us or what? Is it the game time changes, all of it? It's just been
Hopefully
crazy.
Tomorrow we'll get in the rhythm a little bit, but it's been, between that and some other stuff going on this trip, it has been one whale of a trip so far.
Getting a rhythm? Yeah, we'll see. Thought we were in a rhythm. I just don't know what that rhythm is. Swinging away at the first pitch. Here's a fly ball into center field, dropping in front of Roberts, who is now playing in center field. And Ashton Childs, a pinch hitter out of the number 9 spot in the order, gets a base hit to get it started for Hurricane. Wanted to make sure who was at the plate as we had the 3 consecutive pinch hitters in that 4th inning. Childs, the final substitute to get in for Hurricane, delivers a base hit on the very first pitch that he sees. He is aboard at first. As we go back to the top of the order, here comes Wesley Sutton. The right-hand hitter is 1 for 2. Takes this pitch down low. Outside a bit as well. That's ball 1. Tanner Lukens back on the hill for Jefferson. Came in and faced 1 batter in that 4th inning and got a strikeout. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Finds the outside corner. Nice pitch, 1-1. Sutton had a single in the first, eventually got picked off the bases. Reached on an error that helped to bring in a run in the 3rd. It was a ground ball with a runner at 3rd. That runner would have scored no matter what, so he still gets credit for that RBI. He swings here, sends a fly ball into center field. Roberts moving in on it a bit to his left as well. He's there to make the play, and the runner Childs will hold at first.
And Jackson Earl got back into center field very quickly, playing that second base position. But a good job by Brady Roberts, realizing he had the angle on it, called off Jackson Earl, came in and made a good catch.
Wonder if we're having some kind of a substitute as we have an announcement going to the press box. And yeah, I think we're going to use a special pinch runner. Not quite gotten the number on the little guy. He's one of the smaller players coming out of that Hurricane dugout. Must have some quick feet as they put him in for his speed at first with one out, and Carson Odell to the plate.
I think it's number 6.
6 would be Brody Bradley. So Bradley,
that's what we're going with.
That's it. Sharp hit ground ball back up the middle. It is gloved by Kelly, the shortstop. He's close enough to take it to the bag himself. He fires on to first, and it's the 6th unassisted double play.
Yeah, ball hit very sharply off the bat of Carson Odell, but right to Ryan Kelly. And Kelly doing the bulk of that work, taking himself to the bag, and a good throw over to Connor Smith at first, and a big break for Jefferson.
So the side is retired on that double play, erasing that leadoff single, and neither team is able to put runs on the board in the 5th inning. That means we will go to the 6th and final inning of regulation. Jefferson in need of a couple to keep it going. For Jefferson, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due as we go to the top of the 6th inning with Hurricane leading 2-0.
With the 8-9-1 up.
Going to be tough. But hey, it's Little League. How many is that? 6, 11, 12?
11.
11.
Romney is the host.
Romney. Thank you. That makes sense because Kaiser.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
Final at bat, so if Jefferson would be able to tie or take the lead, Hurricane would still have 3 outs to work with to try to rally themselves. So let's see how it plays out. Right now for Jefferson, just got to find a way to get base runners. They've had only 1 runner the entire game, and that was a 1-out walk in the last half inning. First pitch to Lukens, snaps down in there for a called strike 1 from Weston Smith. He's looked very good since coming in relief of the starter, Brady Rigney. The 0-1 pitch to Lukens, good size in that right-hand batter's box. Takes this one on the outside corner at the knees quickly, 0-2.
Yeah, he wanted to take a cut at that one, a big load at the plate. But with that pitch being low and away, probably a good idea just to let that one go and see what he can do here with 2 strikes.
Now that 0-2 pitch, and it is on the outside corner for a called strike 3.
And great location on those last 2 pitches, both fastballs right on that outside corner. Not a whole lot you can do as a hitter, and based on where it looked like Lukens was standing in regards to home plate, those probably looked a little further off the plate than they actually were, but a great location.
It'll bring to the plate Jet Gross, 0-for-1, a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. That came against the starter Rigney. First time facing Smith, and the first pitch of the at-bat just a bit low and away, ball 1. Smith with a couple of strikeouts, meaning Jefferson in all has gone down on strikes 11 times in this game. Tough to win when you're not even putting it in play to make that defense have to work. Here's a pitch down low for ball 2.
Yeah, 2 balls total have been fielded by the field.
3, a fly out to center, and then 2 grounders.
Okay, I was just thinking 1 ground ball.
Or, excuse me, back to the pitcher. My apologies. But, yeah, the 2 grounders that went back to the pitcher. Swinging a foul ball on the 2-0. That one off the facing of the dugout along the third base side. That's where Jefferson is located. Count now 2 balls and a strike.
Still a very low number for this deep in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, fly out to center in the second, a comebacker to end the fourth, and a comebacker to open the fifth. A comebacker to end the fifth as well, so actually 4 times, but only 2 players have been involved, center fielder and pitcher first baseman, if you will.
Yeah, when you're averaging only putting one in play about 1 every 2 innings, that's not bad.
Another foul ball off that third base side, so the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jet Gross. That break even on the way, swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. 3 Ks now for Weston Smith, and he is 1 out away from helping to pitch his Hurricane team into a day off tomorrow and a winner's bracket game on Tuesday. And that's a huge one on Tuesday because the winner of that one then would need just 1 more win to claim the state championship and move on to Warner Robins, Georgia in the Southeast Regional. We're back to the top of the order, and it should be Aubrey Hobson standing in, and it is Hobson who will take a pitch down low for ball 1. Hobson hit in the 4th inning, was a strikeout victim on a pitch in the dirt, ultimately thrown out 2-3. He was the 9th and final strikeout for Rigney. 1-0 on the way. This one just a bit off that outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Sam Hefner would be due next. It's a 2-0 Hurricane lead. Jefferson down to their final out. Can they find a way to mount a rally? The 2 ball, no strike pitch due. Smith ready from the windup. Here it comes. A swing and a miss. 2-1.
That's a good hack by Aubrey Hobson. Ball about knee high, but still a very good hack. Looked like he timed that one up pretty well. Just maybe a little bit over top the baseball.
Now that 2-1 pitch. That one down low, bounces up to the catcher. Hedges grabs it, gets it back to Smith on the front slope of the mound. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Hobson. I'm sure he'll be taking right now. Jefferson in need of a base runner, down 2-0 and down to their final out. And here's the pitch, and it's outside. That is ball 4. So the second walk allowed by Weston Smith. 2-out base runner will bring up Sam Hefner. Let's see what we might have, a special pinch runner perhaps. Looks like that's what it will be, as Chris Kinsler making his way over to the press box, and so Trajan Kinsler will serve as the special pinch runner. So Kinsler may be getting a little more speed on the base paths. But the most important run at the plate, Sam Hefner. He represents the tying run, down 2-0. And Hefner takes, and this one's down low and outside. That is ball 1. 5 out of 6 pitches out of the strike zone.
And if you're Jefferson, you would love to get Ryan Kelly up. A big day yesterday, a couple of doubles and 3 hits total. And probably the biggest bat in this lineup, so you'd love to be able to get him up.
Swing and a miss at a pitch on that inside corner. Hefner kind of handcuffed by that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice pitch there by Smith. Jamming the right-hand batter. Hefner 0 for 2. A strikeout, and his last time up, a line out to second. Hit it pretty good on that one. Here's a pitch that bounces, gets a piece of the umpire, and comes right back down to Hedges. So the runner at first has to hold. Kinsler is there with Hefner awaiting a 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, I think that hitting the umpire definitely held Kinsler at first base, not able to get back to the backstop.
You don't want to make a mistake getting thrown out trying to get to second, but getting to second would be nice because it helps to prevent, as we do get a pitch down in the dirt. That one does go to the backstop, but Kinsler stays. 3 balls and a strike now to Hefner. The reason you'd like to get him to second is it takes away the force out there. So now a ground ball on the infield or something that, the best play for that infielder would likely be all the way across the diamond. You have a better chance of maybe getting an errant throw or something. That 3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 3-2.
And that's what you got to do if you're Smith right here on the mound. Jefferson has struggled to put the ball in play all day. Just throw strikes.
It comes down to this.
And Jefferson can put the ball in play. So they've got to trust her, just keep swinging here.
The payoff pitch, the 3-2, and it's lifted in the air, sharply hit down the right field line, and a foul ball. That one fouled by only a foot or so. And it will stay at 3-2 as Kinsler goes back to first base.
The best ball we've seen on the bat of Jefferson all day. And a lot easier to tell from our vantage point what's foul and what's fair. Yeah. Baseball hits and those turf feeds fly up.
Yeah, but you could see that it was foul, but only by a few feet. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Another payoff. The 3-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball foul. First base side, and we'll do it all over again. Another nice job by Hefner, getting a piece of that pitch along the outside edge. A little late on that swing, but making contact, living to see another pitch. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. The 3-2 delivery. That one works low and outside, ball 4. Great at-bat by Hefner as he is able to draw the walk. Back-to-back base on balls, put runners at first and second, and brings up the dangerous Ryan Kelly. It'll also bring a visit to the mound. Looking at the pitch total now, looks like 33. So let's see if this will be a pitching change or if it's just a chance to try to calm things down a bit for Weston Smith, who's just an out away from wrapping this one up.
Yeah, he's pitched really well. I can't imagine this being a pitching change, and I can't imagine putting anybody in this scenario. This is such a tough scenario to bring somebody in who hasn't pitched yet all day. So I got to imagine it's just a reminder of the infield. There's a force in any bag except home, with runners now at first and second, and just focus on the batter.
Well, and with that conference on the mound, an opportunity for the coaching staff on the bases and the runners on the bases for Jefferson to get together over by that first base bag and go through a conversation to talk about the scenarios, because the last thing you want here if you're Jefferson is to potentially get an out on the base paths. So you got to know what you're doing as the tying runs are on. Runners at first and second, and Ryan Kelly to the plate. Weston Smith ready. First pitch of the at-bat. A little bit of a breaking pitch that catches that outside corner at the knees for strike 1.
And that's something he had gone away from in this inning so far. Had been heavy on the fastballs, and that breaking ball had worked very well the previous inning in the third.
Now that 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Kelly swings, hits it sharply past the shortstop out into left field. Making his turn is Kinsler. He's going to head to the plate. Here comes the relay throw, and it is in time. They got him at the plate, and the ball game is over. Oh, what a relay, and a perfect strike to Larry Hedges, who applies the tag to Kinsler, and Hurricane gets the 2-0 victory.
Great play by Aiden Ogletree in left field, and great cut by the third baseman, Brady Coleman. Looks like Sutton wasn't going to be able to make that cut, so Coleman moved over from third base to make that cut and delivered a perfectly thrown ball to the plate. And you said it, Hedges did a good job of allowing that base runner a path to come in, but unfortunately Kinsler just a little too late coming in. A great tag applied by Hedges.
7-6-2 it looks like for the out. And are you ready for this? That base hit into left for Ryan Kelly, the first and only hit of the game for Jefferson County. It looked like it was going to get him on the board, and they would have the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second, but the great relay from left to the infield to the plate. Kinsler is cut down for the final out of the inning, and Jefferson will fall into the elimination bracket. We'll tell you what's coming next as we get into our post-game show in just a moment. First, a 2-minute timeout. Again, your final, it is Hurricane 2 and Jefferson nothing.
Hi, this is Delegate Paul Espinosa. In 1954, the first president of Little League Baseball wrote the Little League Pledge that I and my fellow participants have recited for 65 years. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. As a Youth League umpire, I'd say those words are still right down the middle of the plate. I wish all of our Jefferson County Little Leaguers the best of luck in their pursuit of a state championship. Paid for by Espinosa for Delegate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
Car and truck accidents can lead to surgery, physical therapy, missed work, piles of medical bills, and even permanent disability. I'm Andrew Skinner, and if you've been hurt in a car or truck accident, give Skinner Law Firm a call or a text for a free consultation. The best time to deal with hiring a lawyer is before you give a statement to an insurance company. Waiting can just make it harder to get compensation. Let us help you. Skinner Law Firm, where we treat you like family.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
We welcome you back in to Little Creek Park here in South Charleston. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Back at the studio, Logan Nichols, our engineer for today's broadcast, getting on the air a little late as far as the game is concerned, a little early as far as the original start time that was listed to be at 3:30 because of the excessive heat in the area. Games were moved up in the day. We didn't get that word, so we got here and got set up as quickly as we could jumping into this one. And, well, we saw all that we needed to see, Matt, as 2 runs scored in the bottom of the third inning for Hurricane, and outside of that, not any scoring, as really both of these teams had a great game with pitching and defense.
Yeah, they did, and neither team had to use a whole lot of pitchers, and for both, I mean, only 4 pitchers combined between the two teams, and both pitched really well. And we said it yesterday that Jefferson had a couple of early errors, and we would see if that was going to determine how that game played out. And today, you take away those couple of errors in the field by Jefferson, you don't know how that third inning goes, and this could be a tie ball game going to extra innings.
Yeah, it was the 2 errors in that bottom of the third inning that were absolutely huge. Hurricane did their job putting the ball in play and making things happen as Aiden Ogletree got it started with a single into right. Larry Hedges laid down a sacrifice bunt. An errant throw from the third baseman allowed Ogletree to come all the way around and score from first. It put Hedges at third. Wesley Sutton then reached on an error in which he brought in a run, as it was a great stop at short by Kelly, but a tough throw to first. The run would have scored on the play no matter what, so Sutton gets the run batted in. He reaches on the error. Then it was a couple of fielders' choice ground balls, a walk, and with 2 on and 2 outs, Brady Coleman retired on a comebacker, and that was it. No other real threats even for Hurricane to score, but it was all they needed. 2 runs in that third inning, and that's because Brady Rigney and Weston Smith did the rest.
And you want to know how strong this Hurricane team is. They've now won 2 games in this tournament and have scored 5 total runs.
Yeah.
It was a 3-0 win yesterday, now a 2-0 win today. So that just shows you how strong their pitching is and how strong their defense is behind them.
We will take a quick timeout, come back, and wrap up today's broadcast as we look at the numbers from this one. We're back in 60 seconds. It's a Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hey everyone, this is Delegate Sammy Brown. Little League State Championships are underway, and our very own 10 to 12 All-Stars will be representing Jefferson County. I couldn't be more proud of our local athletes. And from my time on the field, Coach told me, hustle, hit, and never quit. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll go in with the same passion and drive. So for me and my team, to you and yours, good luck and go get 'em. Paid for by friends of Sammy Brown.
If you've been involved in an accident, it's important that you hire your lawyer sooner rather than later. I'm Andrew Skinner. Witnesses' memories fade, evidence disappears or is repaired. Too much time passing can affect your case and make it much more difficult. Don't let an insurance company string you along and lead you to believe they're going to protect you if you just wait. They don't want to protect you, so don't wait. Call or text today for a free consultation. Skinner Law Firm. We treat you like family.
Now time for us to wrap up our postgame show as we take a look at some of the numbers from this one. Let's begin with the pitching total. Tough luck effort today for Brady Roberts in the start for Jefferson. Gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. Obviously, the run's not fully his responsibility with a couple of errors. He gave up the 2 runs again on 2 hits. He struck out 3, walked 2. Certainly deserved a better fate than how this one played out. Tanner Lukens, an inning and a third in relief. No runs on 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and no walks. We go to the pitching numbers for Hurricane. Brady Rigney gets the win in the start. 3 2/3 innings of no hit ball, no runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. As only, 1 batter against him. Two batters, I take it back, put it in play. Connor Smith a fly out to center, and Sam Hefner a line out to second. The other outs, all strikeouts for Rigney. He gave way to Weston Smith, who came in to get a save in 2 1/3 innings. No runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Not a lot of hitting in this one. Jefferson had just 1 hit. Ryan Kelly, the single into left that ultimately ended the game as Trajan Kinsler was thrown out at the plate on a perfect relay throw. Meanwhile, 3 hits in all for Hurricane. It was Wesley Sutton who had a single. And looking down through the totals, a single from Aiden Ochiltree, who scored, getting that 3rd inning started, and then a single from Ashton Childs in the 5th inning. He was later erased on a double play. Matt, what do the final totals look like?
Final totals look like this for Jefferson. No runs, only 1 hit on the day, and again, that coming on the very last batter of the game, Ryan Kelly. 2 errors in the field, 3 runners left on, 1 of those in scoring position. For Hurricane, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, also 3 runners left on, 1 of those in scoring position.
Rigney the win, Roberts the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours, and it means that Hurricane moves on in the winner's bracket while Jefferson will drop into the elimination bracket, and it'll take me a minute here to find my sheet, and I've got it here, and it looks like this for tomorrow. Jefferson with the loss is going to drop into a game at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to effort that and make sure, but we understand all of the games after today are going to maintain their regular 6 o'clock start time, and they'll be taking on, it looks like, the loser of game 8, that's this game, will take on, it looks like, Summersville, because they eliminated Princeton earlier today by a final score of 6-2. So it'll be Summersville who will take on Jefferson tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. We'll get here and bring you Miller time from the field.
Weather pending.
Permitting, yeah. We may have some shower and thunderstorm activity in the forecast down here, but much cooler temperatures. Tomorrow's high only around 80.
I'm okay with that.
79 by Tuesday and maybe even 76 by Wednesday. So, yeah, let's cheer for some cooler weather as we move on in this tournament. Let's see if Jefferson can now fight their way through that elimination bracket as they'll take on Summersville tomorrow. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Stay with us. We'll have Washington Nationals baseball coming up this evening. 6:35 is the pregame show. 7:05 is the first pitch as the Nationals are in Atlanta to face the Braves on Sunday night baseball. Well, thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball following these Jefferson County All-Stars here to the state tournament. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks goes out to the administrator of the tournament, Ernie Jones, and all of his staff and the folks here at South Charleston for their support with our broadcast coverage here today. We do say thank you to Logan Nichols, our engineer back at the studio, and for my partner, Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you our final today in this one. It was Hurricane over Jefferson, 2-0. Until tomorrow, so long, everyone.